Go for a second attempt at the beginning of your video for today on the 1st of June. 023's calf. Yes, she did it. I'm going to say she snuck up behind her mama and got a midnight snack or so. Oh, and there's the pesty boy. Morning, buddy. Oh, what? Turn your nose up at me. And, of course, 713E, you know, she's been a ham. Oh, and there's Curly Boy. The curly girl must be hiding somewhere. They weren't all in a little bit ago, but I've been up here gabbing, and, you know, hey, I gabbed for over 7 minutes and got nowhere, so I stopped. Somebody asked what this tractor was for one, and then what we went up on the hill and got. New Holland 216 hydraulic V-rake. It's actually been one of our better purchases. Those things were going for $12,000 to $15,000 for used ones when we bought this one, and it had been on the lot a little too long. And upper management told sales get it off the lot. So, the salesman knew we were looking for it, and he stopped by one day. Hey, actually, he sent me some pictures, and then he stopped by. So I think we either paid $4,000 or $4,900. I don't remember which. Did a little work on it. I mean, we put, time it was said and done, we had to put new adjusting screws on the baskets because when we went to pull out and start using it, they stripped. You know, what do you know? And we had to put all new teeth on. Other than that, it was just a few repairs and put lights on it because it didn't have them. Makes a little difference having flashers on them. Had some new parts on it when we got it. We've replaced a few hydraulic hoses since then. But I think probably including labor, I don't think we've got over $8,000 in it. It's an older model. It's a 1999 model. Ooh, hey, guess what? That's right between my two kids. I've got a 98 and a 2000, so this fills the gap, right? But so far it's been a good machine. Really haven't had any troubles with it once we figure out how to get it dialed in. The worst thing is it's not the easiest to adjust for the size windrow you want versus what you're taking it from. You have to move pins and the adjuster down here for your basket angle swing. And yeah, looks like I need to remark things. I actually had Sharpie marking on there, so we knew where else to move to. And adjustment there. We've done stuff where we've followed a combine with a 20-foot header on it, so you know you got to stretch out. And I think the book says this will go 27 feet wide to grab. Something like that. So, anyway, there it is. And I'm hoping to get the big baler hooked up today, among a few other things that haven't gotten done. Number one's been out for 3 days now, basically, because she's had a bad migraine. Yeah, she was here for a couple of days with it. Hey, look, there's Curly Boy up close. Hey, is that who that is? There he is. He is so shy. I don't understand him. He's out of that. It's that first calf out of that 3-year-old. You know, ended up with the wide face and the alien head. And she's such a sweetheart. She'll run up to you and try to get over the gate to get you to give her some loves. And he just turns and runs away. I don't know why. If he's shy of his looks or what. You know, so what if you got one eye that bugs out a little bit? Your lid closes and it works. Oh well, that's enough. Almost 5 minutes. Looky there. I was told this would be on its way. Now I know his first name and his last name because it's on the envelope. But I ain't gonna show you that. So.
Oh, you want to know his first name?
It's You said it was Mark, didn't you?
It's Mark.
Yeah, it's Mark.
Thank you, Mark. It's awesome. I love your sticker.
Thank you, Mark. I'll get that up after lunch. So, here you go, folks. Go check him out. That's what I'm doing. Checking hay. Number one, got that piece titterick before lunch. Of course, late lunch too, but still got it done. I made her wait. As the other end's got some trees at it, so it didn't get sun real early. I didn't even check that, I just checked these two. There's a slight chance that these two might go today, but I doubt it. She wanted me to see if I wanted to tedder rake these two pieces again today. I don't think so. I don't know. Yeah, I got a slice out of a piece of hay testing it over here. Nice. Either there's a sliver in there, I don't know. I can't see it. Can you? You can't see it either. So, I do the crank test on it, feel it, see if I feel any moisture. Crank test is a good rule of thumb. Grab a wad of it, 1.5 in each hand, and crank it. 3 cranks, you know it's dry enough. 4 cranks, it might be, it might not be. 5 cranks, yeah. Straight out in front of me in this corner in a heavier spot, I got 6 or 7 cranks. So, but that doesn't mean it's not dried down enough. That's just a way to check it. Best way to check it for sure is with a moisture tester. Yeah, I'm not really in a big hurry yet. I mean, last year we were 5 to 7 days to get stuff dried down. This hasn't been that many days yet. It is fairly light. I know a lot of you thought it looked really heavy. I mean, these windrows, usually when they come out of the back of the basket on that rake, they're considerably taller than what's here. And we usually have a hard time actually keeping them into a snug windrow. They'll start falling off to the side. So there's literally about half the material there should be. But it is what it is. And we'll finish getting stuff ready anyway. So had to change out a set of lights on the back of the tractor for the big baler. Top lights were LEDs I put on a couple years ago, and they haven't worked right. They're the only set that I did not test out of the box when we got them. And they flickered and come half on and done all kinds of stuff. And it's like, well, maybe they got plugged in backwards, because Northern Farmer had a similar issue. He's got a 94 series Case IH crab steer 4-wheel drive. I don't know what the model number is. It's a 94 series, that's all I know. And he had similar issue when they put LEDs on. Well, on his, hey, guess what? The wiring colors were different than what you would expect. And LEDs are polarity sensitive. They will not work if you hook the wires up backwards. So I checked that. When I remembered when I got into doing it, yeah, I checked polarity when we put them in originally, because I've got the one wire marked as being the power wire. So I had 2 more of those lights left out of that last. They're thicker than what I put on the sprayer. They're deeper, just got more fins on them. Had 2 of those left, so I just put them on and they work fine. That'll definitely help for baling when it gets a little darker. So anyway, I still gotta go finish getting that tractor ready. All I got done so far was the cab air filter cleaned out and got the lights working. Still got to fix my exhaust, and then we got to run wires, and that's a pain in the ass. Get the consoles in, get the baler hooked up, and tractor's cleaned up, but not the baler, and everything's got to get greased. So, just more fun. And by the way, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, weatherman says we might have a high of 95. Well, we're already like 97. So, weatherman can kiss my ass. I hate this. It's good for drying hay, but it ain't good for me. Figured I'd stop here quick. I don't know if that's mommy or daddy. The other one's trying to get my attention behind me. There's 4 eggs there now. Generally, they either have 3 or 4 is what we've noticed. And I don't remember. I remember looking up once how long it took them eggs to hatch. Seems they will all hatch pretty much the same day, but it takes them 3, 4, or 5 days to be able to get all of them out, as in lay them all. I would show you, but I don't want to disturb mommy or daddy, whichever it is. And the other one's literally 10 feet behind me. I don't know if you can see or not, walking away. So now you know kind of where they're at, right beside the lane. They're literally right underneath the fence, which is the best place. Oh, I moved. Made that one nervous. So we'll try, see if we can get you some video of the chicks. They're kind of hard to find because, you know, our experience with them so far is you got about 3 or 4 days where they are little tiny fluff balls, and then you blink and they're mini versions of mommy and daddy, but you know, already half the size of mommy and daddy. They grow up quick, and you blink again and you can't tell them apart from mommy and daddy. Hey, I mentioned I either sliced my thumb or I got a sliver in it. Yeah, she just dug that out of my thumb. And you can gut her hand for comparison. I think that's the first time I've ever gotten a sliver checking hay.
I guess it was in there kind of like this, huh?
More, put this end over here farther. It was in there about like that, but about right here. Oh, it feels wonderful. And yes, I did say Massey Ferguson when she got it out, or when she was pulling it out. The mighty Massey had a little issue. Yeah, starter terminals. So, little dielectric grease, bunch of tools. Got them cleaned up and greased and back together. Figured while I had it running, turn on the cool stuff. Even though I got the door open, this thing, the fan motor's kind of shit, but it always works. Sometimes it squeals, change speeds for a minute, it'll come around. This tractor was more or less a derelict when we got it. Hadn't had an AC compressor on it in probably 15 or 20 years. Ended up with a Tinky Chinese one. Put her together, and luckily the guy, when he took stuff apart, stuffed some rags in the holes and kept everything clean and dry. Literally the only thing I did was put a compressor on it and a belt and charged it, and it has worked perfect since. Except for we lost the water pump in it, I don't know, 6 years ago I guess. Had it in the shop, got the new water pump in it. Literally just got stuff back together, told the old man, yeah, fire up, make sure we ain't got no leaks. And about 30 seconds later, a little squeal started. Like, what the hell? Couldn't figure out what it was. I said, turn the AC on. He says, it is. I said, turn it off. Squeal quit. Turn it back on. Yeah, pump went shit house. So it's got a nice American-made one on there now. And I haven't had to add anything to it since. I didn't add anything to it before that either. I hated what was in it. But change the pump, you have to. And I think that one over there, I think I got to top it off. It's not blowing as cool as it should, but this is putting out. This sucker, we get at the vents, we'll get at least a 30-degree difference. I remember one time on this getting a 40-degree difference between the ambient temperature and what we had coming out of the vent. So it makes this one nice to run, even though it's full of freaking glass. Most of them, if you get 20-degree difference, you're doing good. And I think we usually have about 30 on that one over there. But anyway, that's enough rattling my jaws. Number one went home at 4 o'clock. That's been almost an hour ago. I don't blame her. She finished raking up there earlier. We're going to wait till tomorrow, see if we want to re-rake any of that with a tedder rake. She got this thing ready to go and helped me get some stuff done to that thing. And I ended up changing the top lights on the back. I put LEDs on there. They were leftovers from when I built the service truck. Put them on way back then. The only 2 lights out of the box I didn't test before I put in. And they kind of worked funky. They'd flicker, part of them would be on, part of them wouldn't, and both lights were the same. And the Northern Farmer had an issue with some on his, and all he had to do was switch the wires. This one, no, I had it wired right. They were toast. So new ones are on, they're working good. Actually happen to be leftovers from the second box of the same ones. They're thicker than what I put on the spray rig. They got just thicker cooling fins on the back. That's the rest of the day, I should say. And if it ain't 100 degrees, I'd be surprised because it was 96 degrees at 1 o'clock. So I've about had it. I think I'm going to put the battery box cover back on and grab the wrench that fell out, park this thing back over below the shop, and probably leave those wrenches there for the night because they are too hot to grab. And yeah, number one still has some cleanup in here to do and get the moss out of here. Lovely thing about leaving tractors outside in Oregon, kind of like the lichen still on the back of that light. I went over this tractor after she did, and I got most of it off. And the control box still has to come in. That's a job for in the morning. It goes right there on that stand. So, hey, thanks for watching. Maybe tomorrow we'll get the baler hooked up because I'm thinking we're going to bale tomorrow. Excuse me, I'm sure hoping anyway. Even though I still haven't moved any of those bales, so we don't have any place to put anything, but half the battle's getting it in the bale and rain for the weekend. One way or the other, I'm going to make time to get stuff moved and get them in the barn.